Hi, I'm Janet Gibbs. I'm an IGGY student at Goldsmiths. My research explores how different modalities of perceptual feedback contribute to presence in virtual reality. Perception can be understood as an interface between a person and their physical environment, the means by which we make sense of the world we find ourselves in. VR technology comes between us and our natural environment. It hijacks our perceptual apparatus, so that we find ourselves engaged with the environment generated by VR. So now our perceptual apparatus is telling us that we are in the virtual rather than our natural world. This, I suggest, is the essence of presence. In my research, I'm exploring how the quality of presence in a virtual environment depends on the perceptual feedback from the VR and how well it relates to the actions by which we engage with the virtual environment. How do the different sensory modalities work together to make sense of the feedback they encounter? How is presence affected if the VR delivers feedback that we can't recognise from previous experience? Can we learn novel perceptual experiences? And if so, does presence increase along with our understanding of what's going on? My experimental work is centred on the contribution of haptic feedback in VR. In both studies, participants hold a virtual stick across avatar hands whilst a ball bounces on the stick. In different conditions, the participant might see the ball but not feel it, or feel it but not see it, or both see it and feel it. After each scene, participants complete a presence questionnaire to compare the effects of different conditions. One surprising result from my first study was that presence seems to be greater in haptic-only conditions than in visual-only. I also found that it was easier to tell where the ball bounced in visual conditions than in haptic-only. We're just not used to making spatial judgments with only haptic feedback, but can we learn to do better? My next experiment will explore this question. In pre- and post-training scenes, the ball will bounce with only haptic feedback, and participants' accuracy in locating the impacts will be measured. Different training conditions will explore what might help or hinder the learning process. Overall, these experiments aim to explore how perception affects presence in virtual environments, and in particular to understand whether and how we can learn to deal with the kind of novel perceptual feedback that VR is able to deliver. Thank you for your interest. Please feel free to contact me if you'd like to know more about this work.